Welcome back, party people. It's me, V. This is Z, a Borough Ohio Pizza Party. And today, we are going to a place that's in Bexley that has been there since 1987. And it's from the Tommy's Pizza, the Iacono lineage. And that is Joe's Pizza. Joe's Pizza. And Joe's Pizza is located at 3020 East Broad Street. Again, that's in Bexley. So Joe Galilan, he was a previous owner of Tommy's Pizza, and he opened another Tommy's Pizza, but still in the Bexley area, and then decided, well, you know, since he was the owner and since Tommy is not part of it, he decided to just call it Joe's. And then they moved to their current location on Broad Street. And also, Joe Galilan's son is now currently owning the shop and has for a few years now. Jim. Yeah. And but they've been around since 1987, so they've been there for a while. Doing. Yeah. So basically, it tastes and looks like a Tommy's Pizza. Yeah, Tommy's Pizza or Iacono's. We feel like they've got a lot of similarities. So that's and so we got a half cheese and half meatball, which is a homemade meatball that they do there. And then we got a large with all pepperoni, but half of that has their homemade sausage.
Homemade.
Yeah, a lot of meat and a lot of pizza. Without further ado, we will get into it. So if you don't know about Tommy's or Iacono's, it's a traditional, like, this is an old Columbus style pizza where it's like a thin crust, but this one actually has pockets in it.
Mm-hmm. You guys can see the shots. Yeah. You got definitely air pockets and bubbles all in there. Yeah. Great texture.
So, Z, give it to me. What do you think about Joe's Crust?
The crust. You guys heard great texture, cracker crunch through even the inside pieces, I would say. And specifically the pepperoni and the sausage. You guys can see there's like a little extra like burnt area.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. Yeah. What would you say?
I would say that part was probably more on the well done side. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty consistent all the way through. Both pies were still firm and crispy around the edge, and all had that cracker interior. Held up a lot of toppings.
I was gonna say, that's the thing. I was very impressed. And like I said, the consistency was there on both pies.
I guess that leads to the toppings. Z, what do you think about the toppings?
I mean, I'm just going to start off with my favorite topping. The homemade meatball. It was not too big of chunks, not too small of chunks. And you can tell, like, as soon as you bit into it, it kind of like just like crumbled in your mouth. Yeah. It was really, really fresh, had tons of flavor. My second favorite, I really enjoyed the cheese as well. Yeah, we didn't really ask for extra cheese, but there was definitely a lot on there, and the sauce was just the right amount. Yeah. Like, it would kind of ooze out some places.
And the pepperonis, they loaded the pepperonis, and I'm not gonna. It made it a little greasy, a little bit, but
the pepperoni sausage side did get a little greasy. But I mean,
but it was so flavorful because they got.
There was multiple shots. I don't know if you guys can see them, but where there was 3 stacks of pepperonis throughout, just stacked on top of each other, almost like they were just sticking, and they just kind of like were just throwing them on there. We didn't ask for extra, and I felt like we got extra, and that's what I wanted in a Columbus pie, all the way to the edge, all the way throughout.
Yeah, and still holds up.
Still holds up. Yeah, and we didn't even say anything about the homemade sausage.
Yeah, and the homemade sausage was excellent too. Yeah. I think maybe we should have got that by itself. It kind of a little overshadowed with all the pepperonis.
I would like to get that like with the cheese by itself, kind of like the meatball.
I really feel like it just gives me so much of Tommy's and Iacono's. They're so similar. I will say the sauce is probably, I think we noticed there's a taste difference in the sauce at Joe's compared to like a Tommy's. But it still just felt the same, like the same texture, the crust, the amount of toppings. We want to do just a straight up taste test of like the Iacono, Tommy's, Joe's, like thing, where we want to just put them next to each other and just see if we can pick out which one's which. So point is, if you like Tommy's, if you had Tommy's, and you live near Bexley, get Joe's.
Get Joe's.
Get Joe's 100%.
I'm upset. I went to Capitol, I went to Bexley, that I haven't been to Joe's. I mean, there's tons of places on Livingston, but hit East Broad Street.
Yeah, so Joe's Pizza, Bexley, OPP score. We went, I think we decided that, what did we decide? So after a little bit of debate, I think that we may even put it, you know, why not? We're gonna rank it above Tommy's.
All right.
A smidgen. I say 9.2 OPP score. Joe's Pizza, I think we just put it slightly over Tommy's or Icono's, but essentially they're the same pizza. And what more can I say? Just definitely check them out.
Definitely check Joe's out.
OPP, like, subscribe. Try other pizzas that we've suggested on here.
Let us know about some other pizzas that you guys may want.
We're trying to make our rounds. There's so many to choose from. But,
we're really trying to get out there.
Yeah.
Yo, Q, you still in the studio?